today, got to talk about Armageddon, economic Armageddon, and Bitcoin holders. We are bracing for it. You guys know Bitcoin is struggling a little bit with transactions, right? Transactions through the roof, mostly because of BRC20, this new protocol that allows NFTs and meme coins to come out and exist on Bitcoin's blockchain. A lot of people are still talking about it. Transaction fees now range anywhere from $10 to $20, right? This is bringing up the same scenario that happened in 2017 when there were a lot of congestion. People didn't know what to do, right? And that's why Lightning Network was created. Lightning Network was created for the sole purpose of making things cheaper and processing the transactions off-chain, right? So that's why exchanges like Binance are looking to implement Lightning Network, and everyone else should, and wallet makers, right? They've been slow in adopting. So one of the things that we can do right now to kind of alleviate that traffic, but will it be enough? Because Ordinals Inscriptions approaching nearly 5 million. Okay, that's crazy. That's crazy. 92% in 8 days. Wow. Okay, so the list I showed you guys, the number of tokens basically have exceeded over 1 billion in market cap. This morning, I see more red, but last night when I was showing this, wow, everything was like completely double digit, triple digit, and green, right? This is the reason why Bitcoin's network is a little congested right now. And it's a little expensive. It's a little expensive, but you know, whenever you have a new technology, this happens. You can't anticipate everything that will be coming, right? So Bitcoin is still a new technology, even though people think it's like an old dinosaur. It is not. Things like this are being developed right now on top of it. And you know what? We will figure it out. We will figure it out. Ultimately, I think Bitcoin just becomes the world's greatest store of value. I don't think it needs to be a medium exchange, but we have tools to make it that way, like the Lightning Network. It's just the community itself has not fully embraced it yet, right? So that's actually what's happening right now. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just that this new standard is bringing a lot more people into Bitcoin. This is the reason why Bitcoin Cash came to be. Because you had Roger Ver and Zhihuan Wu from Bitmain. They thought that Bitcoin needed a bigger block back then, but it was pointless back then because there was no need. But they forked Bitcoin Cash, right? And look at Bitcoin Cash since then, basically non-existent, right? So that's what's happening with Bitcoin Cash. And also after Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin SV fork from that. I mean, that's why all these forks of Bitcoin, they're nonsense. Okay, they're altcoins. They're not Bitcoin. All they do is dilute the name of Bitcoin. Okay, so bottom line is a lot of people are calling for Bitcoin to be upgraded to support, bigger blocks or more transactions or whatever. I think it's still a bit early for that. I think the craze with meme coins right now may die away, may die down. So we don't know. And also, we got to give Lightning Network a chance. Let these exchanges and wallet makers, right, embrace it. And that may solve things altogether in terms of high transaction fees, right? So there's still time. I don't think it's necessary to propose this right away. But you know what? Maybe in a year and we're still seeing the same problems, maybe then. But it's just so early at this point. And you know what? Binance not only is embracing Lightning Network, but they're going to add Bitcoin Ordinal NFTs to their Binance NFT marketplace. I don't know a lot of people that use Binance NFT marketplace, but if it's from Binance, it's probably pretty big, right? So Ordinals are going to get even more popular than before after they get listed on a lot of these marketplaces. Imagine when I'm pretty sure OpenSea will add them, and I don't know, Blur may add them. All these popular NFT marketplaces may be adding them in the future. As for Bitcoin itself, outside the Ordinals Still a lot of good data. 32% of home offices invest in digital assets, according to Goldman Sachs. And why do they invest? 19% believes in blockchain, 9% portfolio diversification, 8% speculation, 1% other, and then 68% not applicable. What other reasons are there? If you're not speculating, you don't believe in a store of value, you don't believe in DeFi, you don't believe in diversification or the power of blockchain, I don't know what else is applicable. Or maybe there's just no reason to just decide they need to buy some crypto. But this 32%, I think that's high. But you know what? There's a lot of money in these family offices, and it's only going to increase. Also, here's an interesting chart that shows Asia versus the U.S. year over year supply chain. Right now, you could see year over year, Asia supply is going upwards crazily, and the U.S. is kind of going downwards. But throughout Bitcoin period, throughout the years, if you look at like back in 2015, we had the same kind of thing, right? And that was actually very, very bullish. Look at what happened in like 2016. Right? You see the U.S. drop and Asia go up. What happened afterwards, right? Bitcoin's price went up, which isn't great, right? So we have seen periods like this where they kind of cross each other. But strangely enough, in 2021, you could see U.S. led the charge, right? Asia dropped, U.S. led, and then that caused Bitcoin to go up, right? So it could go either way. But anyways, these crosses seem to be very bullish. And obviously right now you could see a big cross, right? So what does Asia know that the U.S. does not right now? I don't know. Maybe because they're getting off the USD standard? I don't know if that's the reason, but kind of interesting. An inverse relationship going on. As for Bitcoin's trajectory, there's just so many of these that show Bitcoin is looking good, healthy, moving forward from its bottom, right? Whatever's happening right now happened in 2015 and 2019. It doesn't. These kind of cycle bottoms don't come very often. And after every single one, people say, well, that was a good buying opportunity, or I should have DCA'd more at that point, right? It's always hindsight. You're always right. You're 100%. And people always say that once we break out into a new high. But during that times, it's hard. It's hard. People want to know for sure. You can never get that for sure verification. You can't know for sure this is the absolute bottom or what's going to happen tomorrow or what's going to happen next week, right? No one knows. But if you zoom out and you kind of think, okay. You zoom out, then wow. You just take the guessing out of it. You DCA and just let Bitcoin do its thing and let the gains come to you. It's really that simple, right? And if you go back all the previous times, the recoveries from bottom, this Fibonacci level 38.2% is very important. It's the point that once Bitcoin breaks above, utilizes it as a support, and then continues upwards. And we have just done that.